Hi guys, I'm AJ.
It's Crystal here with the AJ team at eXp Realty. So we have a question of the day, and the question that came in was, how did AJ, I don't know who AJ is, but how did Alan get into real estate? Alan,
How do I get
how
into
did
real
you get into
estate?
real estate?
So the short story,
Short story, yeah.
short story. So came from a real estate family. Mom and dad started buying real estate right around when I was in high school going to college.
Mhm.
One of those one of those houses paid for me to go to George Mason University debt free. So that's why I've always believed in real estate. It also paid for the down payment on my first house. That's why you always hear me encouraging sellers with kids who have equity to set aside some of that equity so your kids can actually purchase properties. They do not need to wait until you die to benefit from compounding interest and home values. That's a whole nother video. We should do that video. Um, but as I was going through the process of purchasing a property, I would say about 25 years ago, there were not a lot of me's, right? It was the old guard, the agents with the big hair and the JC Penney photos. They really didn't want to work with me. And I just had a bad experience, man. I went to a couple of different offices. People stood me up. They tried to show me neighborhoods that I wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
We think that those things are so far back, but they are really, really recent. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to make sure that whoever wants to purchase a property does not have to go through that experience again. So I went to Nova to get my real estate license, and I continued on my home buying journey. There was a young Latino agent who ended up helping me out. And what I realized is that, I was very studious, right? A lot of the
Mhm.
things he was very new as well. I think I was maybe his second home.
Yeah.
But I was like, look, I would rather someone that I could go through the experience with and we can learn together.
Mhm.
And that's what ended up happening. So, I ended up getting into real estate, and a bunch of my friends knew that after we left Dream and Love, the next day we were going to buy a home or search for a home. And, I built my business off of just the people that I knew. So, that's how I got into real estate.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing your real estate story with us
Yep.
today. So that is how Alan got into real estate, and it's been 25 years and still going strong. And we've done real estate at various levels. So between our real estate sales business, our investment business, our development business, we continue to grow in our real estate journey. And Alan took it a step further, right? And he became an author a few years ago, and he's actually putting out part two of that book before the end of this year. So if you haven't gotten the first book, you need to go ahead and head on over to Amazon and put that in your cart and push the buy button so you can get some more skills and you can start your real estate journey.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You have the dream.
We have the address.